Welcome everyone. Let's get started. So let's share the screen. I hope my screen is visible. So as you can see, this is our agenda for this day. Okay. Uh, Let me open the management console. So yesterday we saw the management console, how it looks. Okay. And now we will quickly start the practical stuff. First of all, if you go here, you will see a lot of service. Right now, to begin, we will first learn the very core and very basic service of Amazon, without which you can never say that you are good at Amazon. Okay, you can't even say that you know Amazon Web Services or AWS Cloud. So the first service we are going to have a look at is under compute section. It is called EC2. Click on that. Okay. As requested earlier, this, as requested earlier, you need to make sure you are working or practicing in only a specific region that you have selected. Please don't switch between regions. It might cause some uh, loss to your billing. Okay. So at the very moment we are going with North Virginia. You can choose any other region. Okay. So this is how your EC2 dashboard looks like. Dashboard has some options in front of you. These are the shortcuts to what all uh, sub-services EC2 provides. So the main focus right now would be instances. Okay. On the left-hand side, you will also see this option, instances, and the other option like security groups. If you scroll down, security groups, then elastic IPs. Okay. So the main menu is on the left-hand side. You can navigate through it once you have a good understanding of EC2. So you can go to instances from the left hand side menu, or you can simply click here. So in this dashboard you can see 0. So I don't have any computer or any server created at the moment because we have recently created the account. So at this time the count will be 0. Let's say if I have created 10 computers, but I have shut down all of them, so still the count will be 0. It's not how many computers you have, it's how many running machines or switched on machines you have at the moment. Okay, we will go to instances and we will create our first instance. Okay, so you see the option called launch instance on the top right hand side. Click on that. So it is asking you to give the name of your server that you are going to create. So you can give anything, my first server, or you can give my Windows server. But in production or in companies, this is not the way the names are given. As we progress, we will show you how the naming convention is being taken care in the companies. Okay. So at the moment, I will just give the name as Windows Server for the sake of simplicity. Okay. I don't want to confuse you people a lot. Okay. So we will try to stick to the simple things in the very beginning. Okay. The second option is application and OS image. Okay. There is a term called Amazon machine image. It is nothing but the operating system image. So if you know how to format your laptop or computers, you have a CD or you create a virtual machine inside your laptop. So at that time you have an image format disk. Okay. So this is nothing but your operating system. So if you see in the drop down, if you see here, so as a quick start, Amazon has given you some suggestions. Okay, first one is Linux, that is created by Amazon. Second thing is Mac OS. Third is Ubuntu. It is again a Linux machine, okay, but from a different company. Then there is Windows. Then there is Red Hat. Again, it is Linux. Okay, SUSE. Again, it is Linux. So you have lot many AMIs here. So now you have to start remembering terms. AMI, Amazon Machine Image. Okay, it is the operating system. It was simple, and I hope it is clear. You can browse. Now it will give you a page with all the details, what all possible AMIs Amazon has. So we will understand the AMI section in the latest session. First, we will try to create our first machine. So if you have confusion, if you don't find, so you can go to search bar and you can type the operating system you are looking for. I have typed Windows. So in the results sections, I can see Windows Server 2022 base, Windows Server 2022 core base, then 2019 base, 2019 core base, 16 core base. Okay, so this is Windows Server 2022 with SQL Server 2022 standard. Okay, so you will have lot of different names here, and on this side you can see that it is provided by Windows company. Okay, the Microsoft company. So you have to choose the operating system or the AMI as per your requirement. So if I want to just deploy a Windows server, why do I have so many options? First of all, these are the releases. So Microsoft keep on releasing a new version of Windows server every few years. So you have Windows XP, you have Windows 7, then Windows 8, Windows 10. Now you have Windows 11, Windows 12 is also coming. So the same way you have different releases of Windows Server. So remember, this is Windows Server, not your personal Windows 7 or Windows 10 machine. Okay. So in companies, for production purpose, the way Windows should work is much different than the way it works for your home computers or laptops. Okay, so this is work optimized servers. Okay, the name indicates server. It is for the purpose that you are going to build a server and you are going to run some useful stuff for your project. Okay, you're not going to, for sure in companies, you are not going to run VLC media player inside this. You are not going to run games inside this. Okay, no media. So understand, this is not your home computer. So that's why we have Windows Server. We don't have Windows 7 and Windows 10 here. Okay, again, we understood about the year release. Now, what is this core base? And if you scroll down here, Windows Server with SQL Server. So SQL Server, I will give one example. SQL Server is the database that is provided by Microsoft. Okay, MS SQL Server, Microsoft SQL Server. So what Microsoft is doing, if you want to deploy SQL Server inside a Windows machine, so you can directly choose this operating system image. So it already has SQL Server standard edition. So if I go for, let's say, base edition, then I have to install SQL Server on my own. Here, Microsoft is providing the SQL Server. Similarly, you will have some operating system with SAP software. SAP is a like tool that is used for that is used in the company for different purposes, for financial aspect, for CRM aspect. Okay, so these are the different things. So just take the search for the suitable name. If you find the operating system with that application, you can choose that. Else you have to deploy the OS, and inside that you have to manually deploy the application if you don't find it. Okay, choose anything. As of now, we will go with 2019 base. Okay, select this, and I will just go back here. When I was selecting the Windows, so you see it is written free tier eligible. So what is free tier? We will again understand, but understand there is no charge for using this operating system at the moment. Okay. And if I go and search for something else like okay, Red Hat, so I see few results in marketplace, few results in community AMIs. So community AMIs and marketplace, again, we will understand. So first, I will click on the marketplace result. You don't see free tier here, right? So for that means I have to pay some minimal cost or some cost to use this operating system. Again, so what we were about to deploy was Windows 2019 base. Go to quick start again. Choose the free tier eligible 22, 2019, anything. So the purpose is just to test how to create a machine. So don't worry about the features inside Windows. Now you have given the name, you have selected the operating system. Now scroll down. What type of instance do you want? Again, we will explain in detail, but just click here. So you have T1 micro, T2 nano, T2 micro, anything. So just for the beginning, look for the free tier. On the right hand side of this drop down, you see something called free tier. So choose free tier. So the only difference in these two free tier is this one has one CPU and 0.6 GB of memory, and this one has one CPU and 1 GB of memory. So we will go with 1 GB of memory at the moment. So if I use this instance type or this machine, it has one CPU, 1 GB of memory, and I can use it for free. I have created the account. I am eligible for free tier services for 1 year. Under that, this instance falls. So I'm using this instance for free. Okay. I don't want to pay anything as of now. So that's why I'm choosing for free tiers only. For operating system, I don't have to pay. For instance type, I don't have to pay. No. The other thing is key pair. Okay. So what is key pair? As the name indicates, it's a key. So once I'm creating this server, to get inside this server, I need a key. So the server will not be open for everyone. So the person who will have this key, he will be only able to log in. So as of now, you will understand in some time what is key pair, but understand this key pair name. So select. So I don't have any key pair right now. So there is an option proceed without a key pair, which is not recommended. So don't worry about that. We will create a key pair. On the right hand side, you see an option, create a new key pair. I will click on this. Okay. Now I will give the name. Windows key pair. Hmm? You can give any name. And remember, now it is giving two formats, .pem, .ppk. Earlier, there was only one format, which is called as .pem. So I will explain the difference in some time. So as of now, select anything, select .pem. This is a commonly used format, and it is like if we go with this, we can convert this into ppk later. So right now, select .pem and click on create a key pair. So the moment I created, it downloaded the key pair. So always remember, I cannot re-download this key pair again. If I lose this key pair, I cannot log into the machine. So make sure you have made copies and you have stored this in the safe place. Scroll down. Network setting. As of now, keep it as it is. So everything will be default. Okay. Don't worry about that. Now there is an option of create security group. just leave as it is. Then it is saying select RDP traffic from. So where do you want to access this computer? So as of now, this is the first lecture for deploying the instances. So just make it simple anywhere. Okay. Allow HTTPS. I don't need it right now. Don't select anything. Just keep as it is. Scroll down. It is saying configure storage and 1 into 30. So this is 30 GB. Okay. And this is drop down where you can select different storage. So this is SSD storage GP2 general purpose 2. These are the different name given by Amazon. Every disk has a different use. So we will explain in the later phases. As of now, keep it 30 GB. For Windows, it is recommended that you have minimum 30 GB. So this is our trial and practice. So we don't have to invest more in the storage. So 30 GB again, it is free with Windows. So use that same. If you want, you can add additional volume. The way you can add multiple hard disks to your desktop or laptop, the same way you can add multiple disks here. So disk or hard disks, they are called as volume in Amazon. So you can add another volume. Okay. Right now we won't need it. So you can remove it, but there is an option. And by default, it is not encrypted. So leave it like that. What is encryption? We will understand later. Okay. So this is how the page looks like. On the right hand side, you see how many instances you want. Instances is nothing but the virtual machine VM or the computer or the server. Okay. So how many VMs you want or how many machines you want? One machine is enough for me. It is giving the summary here. You have chosen Microsoft Windows Server 2019. You have chosen T2 micro instance type, which is of 1 GB and 1 CPU. And you have not created a security group manually. Amazon is creating for you. Here you have selected create security group and you're not doing it anything. So Amazon will create it on behalf of you. Okay. And storage is 30 GB. Okay. And don't touch any other option at the moment. There is an advanced detail and all that. Leave it like that. Now create on launch instance. Okay. Let it launch. It is saying that successfully initiated the launch instance, a launch of instance. So this computer, Amazon has triggered uh, a command to launch this computer. Okay. So in some time, the computer will be ready. So this is your instance ID. Every computer or every resource in Amazon has an ID. So for this computer, this is the instance ID, I hyphen some alphanumeric thing. Okay. Now what do you want to do? You can go here, view all instances. So you see that the name you gave, so there is an instance created for that. So at the moment it's running. Okay. So this is Windows machine. It might take a few minutes to set up everything. So we have to wait for 2 or 3 minutes at least. Before asking if you have any questions, I would like to say that there are list of options that you need to explore. Okay. I will take you through most of them, but it's not the right time to explain each and every aspect of EC2 because most of you don't know what is Amazon Cloud or you have just started. So people who already know, I request not to confuse the other audience who are the new learners towards Amazon Cloud. So we will make it simple. Now my question is there any confusion how we created the instance? It's just simple few steps. Anyone has any question? Okay. So now the instance is created. If I click on this, here I see some details. Okay. So this is instance ID again. This is IP address. This is another IP address. Okay. This is host name, auto assigned IP again. So you have a lot of option. So these are the details related to this machine. So what if I have multiple machines? I have to select one machine. It will show the details for it. So you can go to security. It will go the security details. We will understand in detail again. Networking details, storage details. We have selected 30 GB hard disk, right? It has added one hard disk on this path. So again, we will understand what is this path again. So 30 GB of volume is there. Simple, right? So status check. So these are two status check. If both the status check are successful, on the top side on the list of the machines, if you scroll down, if you scroll towards right, okay, so you will see again the same detail here, most of it. So if you can select refresh, okay, it is saying initialization. So the status checks are being performed at the moment. So what are the status checks? It ensures that your machine is reachable and running fine. So there are two checks I will explain in later phases. Now, how to connect to this machine? We have created a machine. Now we have to log into that, right? So on the top right hand side, not extreme right, you can see the connect option. Click on that. So you have multiple options. So first go to RDP client. Now, so it is saying how to connect. Connect using RDP client. RDP is remote desktop. Okay, this is a Windows server machine, and Windows is typically a desktop version, or and it provides a UI, the graphical user interface, where you can, by clicking mouse, and you can create folders, you can move files the way you operate on your Windows machine normal. So it has a GUI. Okay, so for that you need an RDP client to connect to. So first it is saying download remote desktop file. So by default in your Windows machine here, you will have something called RDP. It is already there. This small utility is already installed. So there are two approaches. First, click on this RDP. Okay. First time you won't have any IP address here. Okay. What you will do, you will go back to instances. You will select on this Windows Server machine. Okay. In the details section, you have this public IP address option. You can copy this public IP address. Okay. Don't copy private, just copy public. Copy, open this RDP and paste it here. Okay. So this is required for you to connect to this Windows server. Okay. And hit connect. This is the first option. Second option, okay, I'll show this one. Connect. Okay. So it is trying to connect to this. So it has taken my name, but is there any user created with my name inside this machine? We don't know, right? I'm logging in inside this machine for the first time. I have not created the user with my name. So I will hit more choices. Okay. Use a different account. It is asking for username and password. So I have to enter the username and password, the actual username and password required to access this server. I don't have these details. So I will hit cancel. I will close this. I'll go back to connect. I'll go to RDP client. Okay. Now it is saying you can connect to Windows instance using a remote desktop client of your choice. Okay. Right now we are using default RDP. Microsoft provided that by downloading and running the RDP file shortcut. Okay, let's download it. Okay, it has downloaded this file. I will click on this file. I will hit connect. It already used the IP address or the public DNS name, and the username is administrator. So the default username is administrator, but I don't have the password to connect to it. Okay, so here only you will see the get password option. Click on that. Now it is asking me to upload the key pair. While creating the machine, I have used a key pair. Yeah, Akbar, you can unmute and talk. Is there any doubt?
Yes, yes. Actually, I have a Chromebook and I don't have an option for RDP. So how can I do that? Actually, I'm working. I'm
So
navigating,
let me
but
ask you. Let me answer this at the end of the session. Uh,
okay.
I too have a MacBook only, but for the purpose of the class, I'm
Okay.
using the Windows machine so that most of us are
No,
Windows users, so they can
I
easily
have a
relate.
Chromebook. I have
Yeah,
a
no, no
Chromebook,
worries,
not
no worries. There will be some option for that only.
no, but this is the work. This is a work laptop, so there is no option for the RDP.
Let us see at the end of the session.
Okay, okay, no problem. Thank you.
Okay. Okay. So coming back here. So now I have to upload the key pair file. So this is the same key pair file I created while launching the instance. Okay. So upload the private key pair. Okay. Go to the downloads where the key pair is. This is the Windows key pair file, right? Windows key pair file. Select on this. Open. So it has taken the content of this key pair file here in this box. Just click on decrypt the password. So now I have got the password. I will copy on the left hand side, just below the password, you will have this button, two boxes. Click on that, it will copy the password. Okay. Or you can just select the password and copy. So just make sure you don't copy the spaces. Click on copy. Now come back here in the RDP client, right click and paste the password. Okay. You can see the password here. Hit OK. Oh, what it is saying? The login attempt failed. Your credential did not work. So what is the problem? Let me copy the password one more time. Come back here and paste the password. It starts from dy, ends on mh. Okay. Let us try one more time. Now it is working. Maybe I have entered some space, or while copying this, I have copied the space. That's why I recommend copy it from here. Now hit yes. In IT, a small mistake, if you add additional space or something, so it will uh, ruin your work. So make sure you copy everything precisely, you enter everything precisely. Spelling mistakes, we are human, we can do spelling mistakes or some small mistakes, but computer does not work like that. So for computer it should be perfect. So now inside my Windows machine, I have created one more Windows machine. So basically not inside my laptop, but on Amazon. So from my Windows machine, I have logged into Amazon's Windows machine. If I just go here on the top, if I take my mouse here on the top, oh, the minimize option is not appearing. So basically, this is not my laptop. This is Amazon's Windows machine. Okay. So here, what you can do, you can go to your computer. It will look like the normal Windows 10 or Windows 11 machine. Don't worry. So this is 30 GB. What you have added. This is your home screen, your desktop, your downloads. So now it is you who is going to work on this. So work will differ. So I don't need to teach you Windows, because you all are using Windows for mm, a longer time, more than what I have used for. Okay. So don't worry. Now you know how to use Windows, how to cut and copy the files, how to create files. how to delete folders, files. You all are very much aware about this. Okay. So this is how you can create a computer or a virtual machine on Amazon. So right now we have created Windows machine. Okay. Now I'm back on my Amazon's console. I will go back to the EC2 dashboard instances. So this is a Windows machine. So anyone has any doubt in creating a Windows machine, you have to perform these steps that I've taught you for creating this. Don't change any option that I haven't taught. Okay. I hope it's clear. Any doubt? Else I will quickly move to IP addresses. Okay. So now I'll quickly show you. You don't have to keep, once your work is over, either you can select this machine and go to instance state and stop it, or you can directly terminate. Terminate means delete the machine permanently. If I stop the machine, I can again start it back. Let me stop this machine. It is like shutdown. So the instance state will become stopping. Okay. Windows takes some more time than Linux servers, so don't worry about that. Like, again, now tell me, if I would want to have this machine deployed on my home, then I have to buy a new laptop, right? And I have to do this. If it has to be deployed in a data center, I will have to reach out to the data center in advance, and I will need to ask them that I need 10 machines, 20 machines a few months before or few days before. Then they will arrange these machines for you. But in cloud, I have created this machine within 5 minutes. Okay. So in 5 minutes, I have created this machine. If I want, I can increase the disk from 30 GB to 500 GB or 1 TB. Okay. I am using T2 micro, which is 1 GB and 1 CPU, 1 GB RAM and 1 CPU. On the fly, in no time, I can change the hardware specification. I can use 2 core and 8 GB, whatever available options are there, I can use it. So I am not dependent on any other person. So this is my project. Whenever I want, I can scale it. I can scale it down. I can stop it. I can create uh, n number of machines without any blocker. So this is the power of cloud, and I will have to pay only for the time I'm using this machine. Now I have stopped this machine, so the resources like CPU and RAM will be released from my side. Okay, and that can be utilized for any other machine by Amazon. So for that reason, Amazon will not charge me if my machines are turned off or if I shut down my machines. The only cost I will have to pay is for storage, because if Amazon take my storage from me and assign it to somebody else, they will format and like the storage will not come back. But I have my files, my important documents inside that storage, inside that hard disk. So unless I delete the hard disk, Amazon will not use that, and I have reserved that hard disk for me, so I will have to pay. So always remember, the cost for the disk space is very cheaper. The cost for CPU and RAM is more expensive. Okay. So now I have stopped it. If whenever I need, I can go here, select the Windows server, go to instance state, and then start the instance whenever I need. Okay. The other thing, I can simply click here, and what you have to do after deploying this machine and after stopping it, you have to go to instance state, make sure that you have selected this server. Otherwise, you won't see any option. Select the specific server, go to instance state, now terminate. Terminate means it will be deleting the computer. Okay. everything associated with this will be deleted. I have selected on terminate. Now just refresh the page. Now it is showing terminated. So this machine will be deleted from my account. Okay. So this is how you have to practice in the beginning. Any doubt in that? Okay. Now quickly we will understand. Okay. We'll try to understand key pair first. In tomorrow's session or the next session, we'll understand the IP addresses. Okay. So first thing is we have created a key pair. What is a key pair exactly? When I create a key pair, it creates a pair. Pair means set of two. So what is this set of two? Two keys. Set of two keys. One key is called as public key. The other key is called as private key. Okay. So now both are called as keys, public key and private key. I will convert this into our real-time example, no, like the daily routine example that you can relate to. Okay, so I have created two keys. Basically, I have created a key pair which created two keys. One is public key and one is private key. Okay, public key is something that is visible to everyone. Like people who want or who have access, they can see this. So public key is visible to everyone, and this is private to me. I created this computer, it created a key pair. So as soon as it created a key pair, it downloaded a file. I created Windows, right? Windows key pair. This was the key pair I created. So it created one public and one private. It downloaded the private key, which was .pem. This is a private key. And as I told you, if I lose this key pair or this PEM file, I won't be able to access the server. That means this is the private key, which is only given to myself. Okay. And I have to make sure I have copied this or safely stored this somewhere. If I lose this key, I won't be able to log into the server. This is the basic concept. Now, how can you relate this to the routine example? Okay. This is my house. Okay. I'm going outside. I have locked the door. So this is the lock. Okay. To open this lock, what do I need? I need a key. Okay. So this is lock and this is the key. Now tell me, I have locked the door and I have gone outside. Okay. Who all can see the lock? Anyone who is near to my house or who has access to the door, they can see there is a lock on the door. But can anyone enter? Anyone can enter the house? The answer is no. Who can enter the house? The key owner or the person who is having this key with them. So they can enter, right? So to open the lock, I need key. Now we will relate this back to our example. So this lock is the public key. I know it is called as key, but this is how it works. So understand, this lock is a public key. To open this lock, I need a key, actual key. So this actual key is called as private key. So whenever we create a computer or a server or a VM, So inside this machine, okay, inside this machine, somewhere in some folder, this public key, okay, public key is stored, okay. And whenever somebody tries to access the machine, they will enter a private key, okay. So I came, or let's say I have created this machine. This is me. I have the private key, which is .pem or .ppk. Let, okay, understand this. And I am not visiting this computer right now, but all of a sudden you come here, okay. You you try to bring some key, not this key, because this is key is with me only. Now you try to bring some fake key, okay, or you don't bring a key and you try to access this computer. So first, your key, whatever you are bringing, it will go to this file. It will try to see, okay, this key that you are coming up with or you are providing, is it really the key, the private key for this public key, okay. So this public key and this private key, okay, is it perfectly matching? Is this perfectly matching? If yes, then you will be allowed. If no, then you won't be allowed. In this example, you are coming with a different key or a fake key that is not the actual key. So this combination won't work. So you won't be granted access to enter this computer. Okay. It was Windows, right? So I uploaded the key to connect to Windows. So I got the username as administrator. So my username was administrator. Hmm? But for password, because this is Windows machine, okay, it needs to have the password. So as soon as I uploaded the private key, so this the Amazon console, it verified whatever public key is used to while creating this machine, is this private key suitable for it? The answer was yes. Whenever I upload the key, it verified that okay, this key is correct, and it generated a password. Whatever the password was, it generated the password which was correct, and I copied this password and I entered into the machine. What if I have uploaded a incorrect key? So I won't be getting the password. Okay. So this key pair concept is very simple. You just need to focus on the basic theme. There is a lock and there is a key. Lock is called as public key. Actual key is called as private key. For one lock, there is only one key suitable. You cannot have like master key, anything. It is just theory. Okay. You will bring the real key, original key for that lock. You will open the lock and you will enter the house. Same way, this computer or this instance EC2 is protected by key pair. Public key is inside this. You have to bring the real private key, and then only you will be allowed to enter this machine. I hope this is clear. Any doubts in this? Public key and private key? Just remind me when we are learning Linux. I will show how this key looks like. For Windows, you don't have to worry about that. It is just the same simple process. Upload the key pair, get the password. Username is administrator. Okay. After like log into the system, Windows machine, you can create a new user if you want. You can give him admin access, and this user will have his own username and password. Okay. Let's say my user is called as developer, or let's say my user is called as Ravi. So Ravi user ka, it will have his own password. Okay. Ravi ka jo bhi password rahega, you can use that password to enter Ravi's user. But to get into admin user, you need to enter the correct password. You don't have the password. For that, you have uploaded the key pair, and after that, you got the password on the console. Any doubt? Okay. We I'll try to make it short again. But as we have waited for people to join in the beginning, so we might need 5 more minutes, but I'll try to wrap up in 10 minutes only in time. So the other thing is called as IP addresses. IP address. So IP address is nothing but the address of the computer. मुझे आपके घर पे आना है तो I need your home address, right? Home address जो भी format रहता है उसका. If you give me your home address, I can come to your home, right? एक society है, people who are aware about the societies in metro cities. So एक society रहती है, एक campus, उसके अंदर multiple buildings होते हैं. हर building में multiple floors होते हैं, and every floor has multiple flats. Okay. So this is the society. Society is called like Paradise Society, let's say. Paradise Society. Society. Okay. If I am staying somewhere here, okay, I want to go to specific flat in the society. So I will need the address of the society. Okay. XYZ society. The building number, let's say A, flat number, let's say floor number, let's say 5, and flat number, let's say 508. Okay, this is complete address. So I am staying outside of this society and everything. I want to come to a specific flat. For that, I need the complete address that anyone can uh, track and they can visit the flat. So I am outside somewhere in some other city or the same city, but outside of this premise. So I need an address. Then I will go here to this flat. Okay, but so to reach somewhere you need an address. So in the term of computers, so to reach to a computer or to log into a computer, I need an address. That address is called as IP address. Okay, IP address, simple thing. The other example is uh, I created a Windows server right now, right? Let's say I have created 10 Windows server. Okay, so Windows server number 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Now I have to go to Windows server number 8. So how can I perfectly go to Windows server number 8, not to others? Because every Windows server that I created will have their own IP address. Okay, let's say 10.0.0.1, 10.0.0.2. Similarly, till 10.0.0.8, and this is 10.0.0.10. Okay, this is, so if I want to go to the Windows server number 8 and it has this IP address, if I know this, I can simply use this IP address and go. So I have already shown you, right? If I go to RDP, okay, if I go to RDP, I need to enter the IP address. Okay, so if I enter the correct IP address, I can connect to it. So for that correct IP address, after connecting to that IP address, I will need to provide the username and password. Got it? Simple. But now just see, the reference IP address I gave you is 10.0.0.1 or 8 something. But when I open this, the IP address is something else. Let me copy this IP address. It is 3.16. Something. Okay, copy. This IP address is 3.16. Let's say 156.48. Let's say this is the IP address. So the other Windows machine will have IP address like 3.78.119 or 229.90. Okay. The third machine will have IP address like 4.56.98.10. So this is very random. Here the example I showed you was sequence, right? It's easy to remember. I have 10 machines. I know the address of machine 8 is 10.0.0.8. The address of machine 10 is 10.0.0.10. But here the address of machine is different. Here it is different. Here it is different. So why it is happening? I'm not able to relate, or I'm not able to remember. Okay. So now understand this. I will give you one example. What is your name? Your name is, let's say, uh, I will give one example. Your name is Rahul Kumar, let's say Yadav. This is your name. So in your school, if or in your college, if somebody comes to meet you, or in your office, if they say Rahul Kumar Yadav, so people will take you to proper this person. Okay. But if he says only Rahul, so which Rahul? Rahul Kumar or what? Okay. So they don't know you perfectly, right? So if some external person is visiting you, okay, if someone outside of your company, outside of your office, or outside of your home is visiting you, they need to have your complete name. Okay. So I will give external. Okay. So somebody from outside is visiting you, he needs to give your complete name, the full name. Okay. But in your home, you are two brother or three brothers, Rahul, Rohit, okay, and Rajesh. If somebody, if your mom or if your father asks Rahul, so you know that he is asking you. These two will not confuse. Okay. So it's very clear. Or you have, let's say, your nicknames. Okay. This is Bablu, something like that. Bablu, Raju, somebody. So if your father asks Bablu, come here, so obviously you know that he's calling you. You will go, right? You will go here. So, but if somebody outside in your society comes like in front of your building and shouts Bablu, so there are, like in real time, if you are the only Bablu, you will come down. But people don't know, everyone don't know. He needs to call your complete name. Then only you will address towards him. If he just says Bablu, it won't make sense. So this this name, who is calling this name? Somebody from inside, internal. Okay. So in the same way, IP address are of two types. One is public, for externally, if somebody is trying to connect, so they will use public IP address. And one is private. What is internal? Internal. Okay. So now I will again give you one example. This is your home. This is Raju. This is Bablu. This is somebody else's home. Here also you have Raju. You have Bablu. Hmm? Now, if the father from this home calls Raju or Bablu, he is calling you. This one will not respond, right? But if your father wants to call this Bablu, then he will have to use his complete name. Something X, something Y, something Z. Okay, the complete name. So if the father from this house calls, he needs to use complete name. Okay. If the father of this house also calls him some XYZ or Bablu, both he will respond. So understand this. For internal calling, so a person internal to that home can use the nickname or full name, but a person outside of that home will have to for sure use the full name, the actual name. Okay. This person can stand here. Okay. This person can stand here, and if just calling Bablu, which Bablu will address? We don't know, right? So this person needs to call you complete name. Your complete name is, let's say, A something B and something C. Okay. If he calls a complete name, then this person will address. If this person calls XYZ, then this person will address. So this is simple logic. Public IP address is for external users who try to reach to that computer, and private is for internal user. I hope this is clear. So every machine, whenever we create a machine, okay, so every machine is inside a network. Okay, I have this machine, this machine, this machine, this machine. Okay, and right now I am sitting at my home. This is my home. When I try to connect to this machine in Amazon Cloud, I am not sitting inside Amazon Cloud. I am sitting somewhere in India, and we have created the machine in US, North Virginia. So I cannot just use private IP and connect here. I need to use which IP? Public IP. Now, who can use private IP? This person sitting in the same network. If this person wants to go here, then he can use private IP. Okay. So the machine in the same network can connect using private IP. The machine in the different network needs to connect through public IP. Any doubt? Yeah, people, you can raise your hand and ask for any doubt if you have. So this is machine A, this is machine B, and this is computer C. This is the same network. If computer A wants to connect to computer C, they will use private IP. That is enough for them. If somebody from outside, okay, some computer, basically somebody means some computer from outside, like I'm sitting in India, right? And this machine was in US. So if I want to connect from this network or this computer to some machine inside some other network, I will need to use the public IP address. I hope it is clear. I'll stop here today. Please, if anyone has any doubt, go ahead and ask. Raise the hand. I will unmute them. And if you understood, still you can acknowledge that. It would be a feedback for me. Harshal, Krutika, Imran, Meghna, Naresh, Rohit. Yeah, okay. You can unmute and ask Sanjana.
So far, so good, Zubair. Thank
Okay,
you.
welcome. Thank you. So the creation of Windows machine, was it uh, like easily you were able to understand, right?
Yes, I was able to understand, but I would like to try it on my laptop.
Yeah, you
And
will need to. And
yes,
the thing
yes.
is, don't please don't do something else apart from what I taught you. People who are new to
Okay.
Amazon Cloud, because I don't want you to run into a trouble. Like if you create some machine that comes with huge cost, so you might have to pay.
Mm.
That's the reason. We'll go step
Sure,
by step.
sure.
Yeah. Once you understand pricing, then it's you who will be the owner of your own decisions.
Mm. Sure, Zubair. Thank you.
Thank you. Welcome. Anyone else?
Yes, Zubair. Actually, I asked you the question that I'm using that work computer, so there's no option for the RDP. So how can I proceed with that? Actually, I
Okay.
created the Amazon account, account from the work computer itself. It gone very fluently, but for this step, there's no option for me to go through RDP.
Okay. I will just give a simple advice.
Yeah.
Try to have a different device for your work and your personal use.
Mm,
But
okay.
as
Okay.
these things are not like unethical things to do, create learning cloud and everything is uh, permitted by every company. It's not a piracy website, right? So you can definitely use it without hesitation, unless you have like if you have a separate computer for it, then it's good. But if you don't know, this is the question being asked to me for the first time. So Chromebook,
Yeah.
okay, connecting
Okay.
to
Got it. Got it.
Windows. Let's say so. On your computer, open Chrome. Inside address bar at the top, enter the remote desktop.google.com/access. Let's do it. And then enter the pin required to access another computer. Okay, something like this. Let's go here. This is the result given by official website of Google, right?
Yeah. Yeah. Crop.
Right click, go to this link. I'm also doing this for the
Got
first time. Okay, so you can connect
it.
via SSH and all that. Set up, download, set up remote access. You can download this and you can try it. You can YouTube. You can search on YouTube. Somebody might have obviously given answer to this. I don't like. I
Okay.
can
Okay.
try it
Got
here,
it.
but this is Windows machine, so I won't be able to give you the precise result.
Yeah. Got it.
If at all it is
Thank you.
not possible for you, then I request you to borrow a laptop
Yeah.
from your
Switch the
friend or
video.
family for some time.
Yeah. Yeah. Got it. Yeah.
Because in Mac also it's
Thank you.
not out of the box option for us to connect to Windows, but RDP is there obviously. What they will do, RDP client, RDP client for Mac is there, so for Chromebook should also be there, and it should be from official Microsoft website. Use feature of the remote desktop on for Android. Microsoft का है तो you can use authentic, right? नहीं, Android के लिए आ गया. This will guide you how to connect, right?
Yeah.
It's simple process. They will give you the
Thank you.
link and everything, the complete process to connect. So I
Thank you.
see in this course also, I recommend everyone, if you follow the documents, you will get a good understanding. Once you understand everything, so this will be basic only, but once you ever understand everything basic in a very like clear way, then you will easily optimize or modify your requirement, right? So be it EC2, be it S3, any other service of Amazon or things like this is how you troubleshoot. So nothing is already faced by everyone. So many times the problem you are into is coming for the first time. So take advantage of Google. It is really a helpful tool. And in companies, they cannot stop you from searching things on Google. While interviewing, they might test your knowledge, but on project, they want you to deliver the result. It doesn't matter if you're cheating or doing something. They have to deliver the project to the client. If you are searching on Google and all that, they won't stop. There are a lot of technical search websites that requires corporate account. So company, you can use company's email to create the account. And if you ran into some issue, let's say I'm not able to terminate the instance, I search for that, how to start or how to terminate the instance, they will give the answer. So it's simple. Any other doubt, anyone? Okay, we can end the session. Okay, Shivam, sorry. Yeah, you can unmute yourself. Yeah.
Hello, sir. Sir, my questions was there was a hibernate option. What does that do? And there was another question. There is also a term called elastic IP, right?
Right.
Yeah, sir. These were the two questions I wanted to know about.
So yeah, elastic IP is something that falls under advanced understanding of EC2. Definitely, we will teach you. And as far as Hibernate option, in your Windows machine, you have an option of Hibernate, right? The same option is there. Hibernate means you're not shutting down your machine completely. You're just stopping it temporarily. So you have
So it will be
something.
like a pause.
Yeah, pause only, but it should be supported by that operating system. So if you have a Hibernate button on your laptop, But if that operating system does not provide that option, you cannot hibernate it. So whatever operating system you're using, so not every operating system provides that option. So you have to verify that. Like, but I have been working for many years. I never used hibernate option in production. Because if
Okay,
the
sir.
machine is running, it is running all the time.
Okay, sir. Thank you, sir.
You're welcome. Anyone else? Okay, then we can call it for the day. Thank you everyone for attending the session. Uh, have a good day ahead.